and gentlemen, on this video here, we'll be talking about, the topic will be pay attention to the patterns of the narcissist supply. And what I mean by that is that certain things and certain people, well, human beings general is we are creatures of habit. And everything, mostly everything, especially dealing with people, has a pattern. And you find out a lot of information and analytics business and people use to determine certain things about, you know, anything, especially with people. Patterns are very important. Just like in elementary school, they teach you patterns of, you know, look at this pattern, tell me which shape is different. You know what I'm saying? You'll have like four rectangles, and then you'll have a triangle, and you know, they tell you pick out, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody remember, you know, elementary school. So patterns are very important, and they play a major part in things. And my reason for mentioning this and saying this is that narcissists usually have a pattern, and I guess the pattern of which you can identify is the main key of the source of a reason, a particular reason of why they disapply, why the supply is this pattern. And I say that because I'm noticing things about certain narcissists, you know, like I'm noticing about certain narcissists that I know, say for instance, every person that they're dating, the narcissist victim / supply, the person that they dating have kids, you know, and they don't have kids. So each new relationship that the narcissist get into, the victim / supply has kids. So that's the question of, okay, that's very important to pay attention to the pattern. Okay, this narcissist is only dating victims that have kids. Why? It's for a particular reason. Also as well, the narcissist, it could be anything, the narcissist is only dating a certain race of people. That's something to pay attention to. It could be for a certain reason. As well, the narcissist is only dating people a certain height or a certain shape. You know, or the narcissist is only dating people with no job. Or the narcissist only dates someone that has a job, which is kind of, you know, very understandable, but you know what I mean by that. Or the narcissist is only dating someone who has a car, or they dating someone who don't have a car. Or the narcissists are only dating someone who has a lot of money, or makes a certain amount of money, or in a certain tax bracket. Or the narcissist is only dating a victim that has a certain type of education, or a certain type of degrees, a certain type of levels of degrees, like bachelor's, master's. Or the narcissists are only making sure that they date a victim / supply that either has their own place, or maybe you gotta have a house, nothing less. Or even when I said the narcissist might be dating somebody who has a car, maybe the narcissist don't date anybody unless they have a very good, expensive car. Or maybe a narcissist is only dating people that's way older than them, or the narcissists are only dating or dealing with people that's way younger than them. Or maybe the narcissists are only dealing with people who have nowhere to go. Maybe they're homeless. Maybe they strung out on their luck. You know, maybe the narcissists are only dealing with people who only have family, or who don't have family, a lot of a big family. Maybe the narcissist is only dating a person or a victim that they might not have it all, but their family are wealthy or they have a big name. Maybe the narcissist is only dating people who have a lot of resources, a lot of political connections. So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I'm making this video and this is the topic because this is very important. You know, because a narcissist, we're dealing with a narcissist, a narcissist mostly have the same of wants, of just the core of the basics of just being, you know, a narcissist. You know, every narcissist has the same want of them being the core of what basically a narcissist is. Like, you know, say like the core of a narcissist, they want admiration, they want praise. Certain narcissists have this grandiose about them, you know. Narcissists want to rule the world. They gotta know, you know, they want the world handed to them on a platter. They don't want to work for nothing. Blase, you know, they need supply all the time, you know, all type of supplies of just them being the core of them. But certain narcissists want certain type of supplies for certain reasons, and each supply depending on their personality depends on what supply that what they want for certain reasons. Like the last narc I was involved with, she was on a pattern of wanting supply and just taking supply and dealing with supply/victims who didn't have no job. And that made me curious, you know. When I first met her, I told her, I was like, I'm not getting into no relationship right now. One, because I didn't want to be in a relationship with her. Two, I didn't know her. It was too early. And I wasn't focused on a relationship right then and at that time. And at that time, you know, I was, you know, looking for a job. You know what I'm saying? I just stopped working at some place. So I was looking for another place to work as I was dealing with her. So I wasn't comfortable to get in a situation, you know, especially not a relationship. So she kept pushing like it didn't matter that I have a job. It didn't matter. She didn't care. And what I noticed that her past relationships, she was dealing with people who didn't have no job. So she was purposely picking people and picking supplies who didn't have a job. Now, this is important to pay attention to, because narcissists pick supplies for certain reasons of they supply demand of them of a particular reasons of all narcs for different reasons of why they pick the supply is very important. Now, the reason I understood and found out is why, and me getting to know her, is that she wants to be in control. She wants to be not controlled by a person, by a victim, or don't want them to have no really say so at all, and want them to spend all their time with her. So she wants victims that don't have a job and don't have no life, because her main biggest source of what she look for is in supply is someone who has time to be on call for her like that all the time and be able to do things that she wants to do and be up under her all the time. So that was, I learned about her key supply and her pattern of supply, you know, is that she want a supply, you know, / victim that don't work, that don't have a job, that don't have a life, because she want their life to be her life and to do everything she does and be on call 24/7 for them. And so that's why she was pressing me so hard. First, narcissists don't care about your boundaries and the rules you set. They would say they do, and then in the same breath, a second later, try to cross your boundaries or get you to change what they just agreed that they okay with, and then try to still get you to change your mind. As soon as after they say it's okay, they agree with it, it's no problem. Same thing what she did. Right after she said she understands it's okay, it's no problem, 5 minutes later, second later, oh, it's okay, but you shouldn't think like that. You should think like this. It's okay. Why? Because the main biggest of a key source of supply that she wanted, I had that. That was my situation. So she wanted that. That was very important. Like, you got the main thing that I want. Same thing with a female who only date guys who have lots of money, who only date rich guys. You know, that's her biggest source of her key supply, or his key supply, dating a woman who only has money. You know, these are the key points of what the pinpoint of why the narcissist, what made the narcissist want you and will make them come back to you, you know, in the further future. You know, because say like if I'm working, she might not even want to hoover me back, you know, only if she thinks she could get me to lose my job and quit and focus on her. If she thinks she got the capability of that, then she might come back, you know, and say, okay, well, he has a job, but I can make him quit his job for me to focus on me. If she know that she can do that or did it before, then she'll, you know, hoover me back for that. You know, if not, and that's her main key source of supply of a victim not having a job, so they can give all her time to her. They can give all their time to her, and they could be on call and on duty for her 24/7, 365 days, 365 days out the week. If that has to be it, and I work and I won't, then she won't want nothing to do with me, because the key, the main key supply is not there. So this is very important. And what I noticed, all narcissists have main key supplies. Just like the narcissists I know, they only date people, victim/supply, who already has kids. And it don't matter. It could be in the LGBT community. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, no offense. Or the heterosexual community. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all the same. Like, it's narcissists in the LGBT community too. Shout out to my viewers and subscribers and the LGBT community. You know, y'all know how it is. It's narcissists in every community, so pay attention. If you in the LGBT community and you have same-sex relationships, marriages, or friendships or whatever, you understand exactly what I'm saying. It goes both ways. You might be a female who date females, and you have kids. Check her out. She might be only dating females who have kids. That's the main key source of supply, and you got to understand that and figure out why. You know, or same thing with a guy. You know, you might be dating a guy or whoever, you know, who are married to, or you find out the patterns, they only dating men who already have kids, and then they don't even have none, you know, or they might, but that's the only pattern of they supply of, like, okay, everybody I noticed that they deal with or date is somebody who has kids. So that's very same thing that heterosexual community. It's the same thing that we all need to look out for and pay attention to, so we can understand and then also watch out. This is why it's good to, when you date people, to ask them questions about their past relationships, especially when you start to be aware of narcissists. You know what I'm saying? And you enter narcissist community and you get an awareness and you start getting information and understanding about your past relationship. This is why it's good to ask questions that you never asked before, and continue to ask the questions that you have been asking when you dealing with a potential mate. Ask these questions and apply that knowledge and wisdom and understanding that you're getting, and apply that and adapt and understand of the information that you're getting from the narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Or a potential mate that could be a narcissist. Listen to their past, get information about their past relationships, and get on the patterns and listen to what they saying about listen to what they saying about their past supplies, and decipher and dig into it with the information and that you're getting, and the pinpoint, okay, this is a narcissist, and check for patterns, because that's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 1. So look out for part 2. Thank you for listening to my channel and my videos. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and please, people, if you like the videos, please press like. Only if you like the videos, please make sure you like it, so you know it can help other people know it's a good video and reach the people that it needs to reach. And thank you guys so much. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Everybody have a great day and stay narcissistic free.